A welded steel cap in northern Russia is barely 9 inches wide, yet beneath it falls a hole deeper than the lowest point of any ocean on Earth. So why did the most ambitious drilling project in history suddenly stop? By the end of this, you will understand why the Earth itself fought the drill back, and what Soviet scientists discovered on the way down that no geologist anywhere had predicted. At 12 kilometers underground, their models had promised temperatures around 100 degrees Celsius. Instead they measured 180 degrees, and at that heat and pressure, solid granite stopped behaving like rock. But the strangest discovery wasn't the heat, it was something biological, sealed inside stone that had never once seen sunlight, at a depth where life was supposed to be physically impossible. In 1970, Soviet geologists began drilling on the Kola Peninsula in northwestern Russia, not for oil or minerals, but purely to see what the inside of the Earth actually looks like. The crust beneath continents runs 30 to 50 kilometers thick, yet nobody had ever drilled more than a small fraction of the way through it. The deep interior was completely unknown territory. America had already tried its own deep drilling program, Project Mohole, but Congress cancelled it over budget. The Soviets seized the chance to go further underground than any nation in history. They used a turbo drill, a motor that spins the drill bit from below, inside the borehole itself, because rotating a 12-kilometer rod from the surface would snap it under its own torque. Every geologist expected to hit a boundary called the Moho at around 7 kilometers, where granite was supposed to give way to denser basalt, but the drill punched through and found only more granite. Then, deeper down, they found something that defied every model, liquid water seeping through microfractures in rock that every textbook said should be bone dry at that depth and pressure. So where did that water come from? And if pressurized water could exist that far down, what else were the models missing entirely? Deep in the drill cores, sealed inside rock 2 billion years old, they found 24 species of fossilized single-celled marine organisms, microscopic life locked in Precambrian stone that formed long before complex animals existed. Those fossils pushed the known boundary of where life had once existed, its chemical signature preserved in the deepest rock humans had ever retrieved, far beyond anything scientists thought was physically possible. But here is where it gets genuinely strange. The deeper they drilled, the more their entire model of the Earth's interior turned out to be wrong, not by small margins, but fundamentally. Their models predicted the rock would reach around 100 degrees Celsius at 12 kilometers, instead it hit 180, because the heat flow in the deep crust was nothing like what surface readings had suggested. At 180 degrees with the crushing weight of 12 kilometers of rock overhead, the granite began to deform, not melt, but flow slowly like putty, pressing back against the drill from every side. Every time engineers pulled the drill out to swap a worn bit, the borehole walls crept inward. When they lowered the next drill, it would hit rock that had moved and snap. They reached 12,262 meters, the deepest point any human instrument has ever physically entered the Earth. Then in 1992, facing a borehole the planet was slowly swallowing, they welded a steel plate over it and left. The Kola borehole rewrote geology. The Moho is not a change in rock type but a change in how rock behaves under extreme heat and pressure, and the deep crust holds far more water than any model had ever predicted. If you shrank the Earth to a basketball, the entire 12-kilometer borehole would be shallower than a pinprick on its surface. We have barely scratched the skin of the world we have always lived on. The team went further than any humans before them, and the clearest thing they proved is that the ground beneath your feet is stranger, wetter, and hotter than anything our best science had ever dared to map. Somewhere in northern Russia, a welded cap covers 12 kilometers of hot, slowly closing rock. The Earth healed around the drill as if it were never there, and somehow, that is the most thrilling thing they ever found. Follow Science Explained daily for more.